31. That one we already did. Give me another one. Ooh, 99.
Not nice.
Oh boy. Woo.
The GM's laughing, guys. That doesn't bode well.
Question 99 is: are there any social or political issues your character feels strongly about? Oh boy.
Oh, wow.
This will be an interesting one.
I mean, I think it's. I don't want to speak for all of us, but we did split to be like pro-union.
True.
Definitely be pro-circus union and like socialized medicine.
True. That is a good point.
I feel like we're very pro smoking. Like, so I'm gonna guess that we're very at least some of us are pro marijuana for at least Nini's sake.
It was Moonleaf. Hold on.
Moonleaf.
Brodus is in favor of mandatory hallucinogenics for anybody with any sort of influence.
I love
like,
that.
Even if I don't get consent to be governed, like if I didn't consent to be governed, then you don't get to consent to what I'm about to dose you with.
I mean, that's only fair.
Oh, jeez.
I honestly don't know that Braz would pay that close attention to political issues.
That's fair.
I think just who she is as a person, I don't think she would. I wouldn't say she's like ignorant of what's going on, but I don't think she goes out of her way to really be involved in those issues and know about them at great length.
Yeah, that's fair. Especially in stuff like in like a, society like this that you're in, it's a little harder to really be connected with all that kind of shit. So that's fair.
Maz doesn't really understand what politics are. Goblins don't have such complex gubernatorial structures.
You're not a goblin. Remember, you're a figment of my imagination.
Right.
But you're a goblin, and you imagine me to be a goblin, so thus I would know. I think Maz's like political opinions are pretty much like rich people are dumb and bad because they think they're so cool, but they're not, and that's her political opinion.
They're dumb and bad because they have shiny rocks and they aren't giving them to you.
Yeah. So basically, you have the political opinion of the orcas of the world right now.
Yeah.
Attacking all the yachts, yeah.
Fuck those yachts. I love that.
Oh, that's every time I see those are so wild. All right. I don't know if you had anything else aside from our pro clown union stuff, Honker.
Yeah, like people need to do more about like the lost ones.
Mm-hmm.
I think Honker kind of feels strongly about that a little bit.
Okay. All right.
Toys, not meat bags. The dolphin stuff.
All the lost toys, yeah. We're gonna go to the island of misfit toys and meet Yukon Cornelius and
Hell yeah.
Oh man, could you? Oh, dude, the Island of Misfit Puppets.
Oh shit, that would be actually pretty great. God damn, that would be cool.
I'm gonna be sick that day.
You know, I just realized if Maz is a figment of Braz's imagination, maybe this explains why all the dice rolls have been so bad and they don't hit anything. Just because Maz isn't real.
All
You
those
know?
critical failures.
Oh shit.
A little less
Oh,
hug now.
oh man. It makes so much sense. All right.
Britt and I have been playing the long game so hard that not even the DM knew.
All right, Roz might need a lobotomy.
We gotta get Maz out of there.
Stick the ice pick up my nose, twirl it around, and pull it out.
I mean, all else fails, you'll get a cool invisible seeing eye out of it, right? That's how it works.
Yeah.
All right. Does anybody remember what we got up to last time here for Honker's benefit?
I have some notes.
Alrighty.
I think. Yep, we found out about air. Oh no, I didn't write anything down after the last one. Anyway, we seems to have finished out most of Moonstone Hall.
Mm-hmm.
We encountered more Zolgaths. Aridin showed us the pool with the diadem. We got to see a vision. We saw more Aeon stones. We saw the throne of Aridin, now vacant since Aridin, the god, ascended god, died after apparently raising this island and populating it or making it habitable and stuff. And so we have to collect the rest of these resonant echoes of his power, like the one that we gained from the first one. We have to get more of these things absorbed into us, it seems, at other Aeon Stone sites, and then bring them to a mountain that has the throne of Aridin, and there we can stop the catastrophe that surely awaits us as some other forces seek out this power to undo, apparently, what Aridin has done and make the land uninhabitable and shitty.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. So you guys have finished the Moonstone Hall. Like, you guys cleared things out. Ulfadar is happy with you all. So I mean, like, I think you're technically still down there, but at this point, there's not really anything else left to do down there. So you guys are probably heading back up. But yeah, the vision. I covered most of it here, but I'll read the vision here again, just for Honker's benefit here. So yeah, he gave you the diadem. Let you look into the pool, and so you guys saw ripples appear on the pool's placid surface, and a vision swims clearly into view. The god Aridin standing atop a lofty peak. Across the islands below him, 5 towers crowned with 5 gleaming orbs rise into the dawn sky. Aridin's hands have touched each Aeon orb, and the reflection from each orb sparkles upon him. He lifts a longsword and a gemstone cut into a 5-pointed star and chants in a powerful ancient language. His words evoke images of green growth, clear flowing waters, and radiant sunlight. As he completes his ritual, the Aeon orbs flare and brilliant lines of golden light link each tower, crossing the miles between the structures and flowing towards the mountain where Aridin stands. The sun rises and sinks overhead, first slowly, and then repeating the pattern at dizzying speeds. The land flourishes, humans walk its surface. Above them, the 5 orbs orbit their towers like jewels in glistening crowns. Suddenly, the throne atop the peak is empty. Mighty Aridin has died. The orbs lose their links to one another and begin to fade. Desolation creeps across the land as the bounty provided by the Aeon orbs fade. And then, faintly, a new figure arises, the figure's indistinct features overlaid with 5 separate gleaming reflections. This new figure reaches out, light emerging from outstretched fingers to bolster the failing orbs. And in conversing with Ulfadar a bit about this, He had kind of explained that the task of these heroes reclaiming these resonant reflections is to obtain them all, catch them all, and then go to the high throne of Aroden in the Kortos Mountains and perform this ritual to restore the connection between all of the orbs. And yeah. So, and I did also mention
Our lot.
Yeah.
But sorry, finish. Yeah, our lot just needs to refresh ourselves on where the other 4 towers would be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the other 4 towers. Well, they're not on this particular island. So we gotta go figure out where they are. And I did also note, just so you guys remember that it exists, because it is useful. The resonant reflection that you guys got from the first Aeon Tower gives you some nice little powers, so just remember that you have those. And if you don't remember where that information is at, in your character sheet, on the Notes tab, and then in the Notes page, if you click on the Miscellaneous tab, I put it in there. It should just be Resonant Reflection 5 right now.
That's neat.
Yeah. So what this does is, it says in there, when you rest, you get double your normal hit points back, so which is nice. And then you can also, once per day, give yourself the effect of fast healing 3 for a minute, which basically makes it so that at the start of each of your turns you regen 3 health for a minute, and the amount increases by 1 for every 2 levels you have beyond 5th. So that'd actually be fast healing 4 at this point. So remember that you have that once per day. You have a regen spell you can cast on yourself, which may be handy. So, and we'll get more of those as we go along and get to other places. So, but yeah, at this point you cleared this out, and your assignment. You kind of had an assignment down here from Andira to check this place out, because you got her a writ of passage from her to come down here, and she said you guys had found some sketchy business going on, and so she'll probably want to hear about this. You guys also had found a variety of pieces of evidence related to Mistress Dusklight being up to some shifty shit, which may also be worth passing along. But yeah, so at this point, the Moonstone Hall is all cleared out. The Zolgaths are all gone. Ghosts are happy. So we can go where we wish, whether that's to Andira or back to the circus tent outside of town first. That's up to you guys.
Is Mr. Dusklight's show still in town?
Yeah, like her stuff is still all set up on the west. Like, she's been set up here for quite some time. With her outfit. But yeah, they're over on the western side of town, so outside of the gate in the southwest corner, like down by the Woodworkers District and the Dockside District over there on the map.
I think it would be a good idea if we might put together some sort of fascinating performance in that area with our writs of indictment and our various, evidences against her, and I don't know, incite a murderous mob for all her crimes.
A lovely idea.
Okay.
We need to find people who would be upset, and then we need to find a way to make sure they're drunk. I'm thinking employees and burned other people and officials who weren't bribed enough as a third strain. But people who didn't like the show, and specifically also, we know that your current employees are also under the same abuse.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I can heavily encourage groups of 10.
Ooh, yeah.
I can also make discreet inquiries about who might be the most disgruntled.
Nice, nice.
I think we foment some fuckery.
All right. Did we want? Was there anything we wanted to go, get from the folks back in the circus area at all? People we wanted to bring along, or other stuff we wanted to do to kind of get this fomented frustration going?
Use the right word, Eric.
I do have two things.
Fuckery.
Fuckery. Yeah, sorry. Fomented fuckery.
Could I take the time to, like, I don't know, take 20 on rolling to identify the things that are in the party sheet that are unidentified?
Yeah, you certainly can.
There's a ton of stuff that's just like magical this, magical that.
We have a lot of crap in there.
We do. So yeah, let me go. So yeah, we can definitely go ahead and take that time.
I was going through my outfit, and there's additional items for my outfit in here.
Okay. Okay. Let's see. So some of the stuff in here we don't necessarily. I could probably get rid of because it's kind of junk. Like, we don't need a map of Aberton. You'll see the map if we ever go to Aberton again. Let's take that out. The Aeon Stone. So we did get another Aeon Stone, which I think Grodus took, I believe, from down in the Moonstone Hall. But there is this other Aeon Stone that we got. I believe this one was from when we were clearing out the cave, when we were still trying to set up the circus camp. There was like the little thief gal's stash, and this was from that. But if you attune with this stone, it like orbits around your head, and it makes it so you don't have to eat or drink. There's an antidote moderate in there someone can grab. You really don't need these broken spectacles in here. Let's see. Chime of Opening. It is a chime that does what it says. Makes it so you can open doors and locks and stuff. It sends out magical vibrations and attempts a thievery check with a bonus of plus 13.
Nice.
So whoever wants to have a lock opening chime, that's in there. There are some chunks of obsidian that you can sell. There is a feather token, which
Grows a fucking tree.
yeah, it grows a tree. Yep, it grows a tree. I don't really need this illuminated holy book. That's not necessary.
So I can craft antidote moderate, so if anybody else wants that, feel free to take it.
Let's see. The holy prayer beads. When you cast a divine spell while holding it, you get healed. It heals you for 1 hit point. But yeah, any divine spell you cast, you get some healing for yourself, and if it is a healing spell that you're casting, you get some additional healing as well, which is cool. There is an invisible net, which is actually one of the pieces of evidence because it's got the Celestial Menageries logo embroidered on it. But it's a folded lace handkerchief that when you spread it on the ground, it covers a 30 by 30 foot area, and any creature that falls on it does not take any falling damage. There's a ruby. We don't need these door keys because we're not going there again. Mending oil for repairing stuff. Potion of quickness that gives you haste. We don't really need a book about Aroden. The Savior Spike is basically a grappling hook that's attached to your chest piece, and when you activate it, it shoots a strand of force to help you gain purchase if you are like falling while climbing. Silver Chain is just some stuff you can sell. Strong Spirits are just some booze, which I'm sure will just be around anyway. And
that Stole of Civility is kind of cool. I don't know where we got it, but
you got that from, it was one of the relics down in it was one of the relics down in Moonstone Hall, because they had a bunch of like holy relics, and you decided to wear that because it makes you look royal
and beautiful.
and
I like it.
beautiful, which goes with the
Beautiful.
which goes well with the entourage. It also lets you understand Aslanti, which is cool. But
Does anybody mind if I take the chime of opening?
I think you're good to go there.
I'll grab that then.
Okay, well, at least got all of
Anything
the
else that I want.
yeah, we at least got all of like the junk out of there, but everything else is
Probably sell some of this crap that we don't need.
Yeah, I mean, we'll just go ahead and say we sell the stuff that's just kind of there to be sold. So let me just go ahead and put. Let me just go ahead and put the amount for those in here, and then we'll divide it up. So, all right. So sell the chunk of obsidian. Let's see, the ruby is how much? 250.
Oh, I have some stuff I would sell probably.
Let's see. Ruby is sold. Silver chain. Okay, we don't really need either of those, but I'll just put those in there. Okay, now we got those sold. And we'll distribute the coins.
Can you identify the magical talisman in my inventory?
Yeah, if you got stuff in your inventory that we want to identify as well, let me know and I can get that for you. Let's see.
That's it.
Magical talisman. Oh wait, I'm looking at Grotus, that's why I don't see it. It's another feather token. And this one grows basically a 5-foot square holly bush that also is full of berries that are beneficial instead of the usual poisonous holly berries. And you can eat them to heal if you wish.
We could grow a tree in the middle of their tent.
That'd be awesome.
Like, boom, here's a tree. How do you like my wood?
Solid.
That's fantastic.
All right, is there anything else that anybody else has like in their inventory that they aren't sure what the heck it is?
I don't think so, but let me double check. No, I don't.
I did find stuff I forgot about, like my bearskin hat and my ringmaster staff.
Well, damn! Just think how cool you look with the bear hat and the staff and the royal-looking stole
And I have
You look
his
cool.
cape, Great Frutado's cape,
and the cape.
and a demon mask because why not?
This is getting quite the custom player character in the cutscene.
Damn, Honker, you're cool.
Along with the entourage, we like always look like we're dropping the meanest clown album.
The hottest clowncore album of the era. Awesome. Okay, so we got all that stuff sold. But yeah, so it sounds like we're wanting to try to do some fuckery. Do we want to report anything to Andira at all, or anything like that? Or just running in vigilante style.
I'm not crazy about snitching to the cops, but it might be nice to let them know late in the game or like last minute so we have some backup. I don't want her slipping away.
That's a
fair.
good point.
That's fair. And there are some, like, if you guys are wanting, other assistance with this, I mean, you do have, Kalkek. He's back at the circus. He was former Mr. Dusklight. He's that greater Barghest that you guys rescued from the cave.
Yeah, it might be a good idea to get a few fellow circus folks. We could probably get more people then in this mob or whatever we're trying to make.
It's a scheme.
It is indeed. All right, so we heading back over to the tent.
Yeah, I think we'll get a couple more friends.
Cool. All right, get the gang together. Sounds good. All right, so you guys make your way back up out of the kind of now quiet Moonstone Hall, and you guys come out of the entrance underneath the Mermaid Fountain in the Woodworkers District here. And a couple of guards that are like posted around nearby, they see you kind of stumbling back out, and some of you kind of worse for wear. I mean, you guys have taken some beatings down there. You got some cuts and some bruises and some bandaging and whatnot. But they kind of take a look at you as you pass, and they say, "Well, it seems you made it out alive. Is everything all above board down there? Did you find anything interesting?"
Yeah, we'd like to place an anonymous tip.
Oh, did you find some evidence of criminal activity that the city needs to know about?
Yeah, the kind that the city should know about, and no others.
All right, out with it.
It's a rare condition this day and age. We seem to know somebody is actively planning to destroy all life as we know it in the area. But I guess more concerning, immediate your jurisdiction would be abducting and abusing employees, and just generally abducting and murdering people.
Yeah, there definitely was murder and sacrifice of employees of the Celestial Menagerie that you guys found down there. So, and the guards are a little shocked by this. I mean, people doing human ritual sacrifices and whatnot. That's not something they really run into every day. But the kind of gulping down his words here, he says, "Goodness, sacrifices. No, some kind of unholy magic or something, it seems. Is that so? We must alert Mistress Indira right away if such things are going on. I trust you put a stop to it, right? They're not still going on down there right now, are they?
Oh, it's free and clear as virgin air down there. But we got a problem. All the filth is still here in the city on the surface, touching people, making them all filthed.
Well, we certainly want to pass this along if we can. If you're heading that way, would you mind stopping by Mistress Indira and passing this along? But if you're in a hurry, we certainly can do so ourselves as well. But if you're already going that way, perhaps hearing it from you directly, the eyewitnesses,
we know
as it
for
were.
sure. Oh, we would do that, but we know for a fact that she has one last final ritual before she completes the summoning that they started downstairs. They're going to start beheading the shit out of people.
Their eyes kind of go wide.
We got to go right. We got to go right now. Like we're going to get the party started. You should muster up all the Minutemen and Minutewomen that y'all can get and get down there as fast as you fucking can, because it's about to be a bloodbath on your city streets. And whose time is it? Whose shift right now? Is it you guys on shift? Oh, I guess those circus freaks are the only ones stepping up. We're all ones on shift right now. And I'm going to spend a hero point to make this happen.
Circus people are real people. And all of my entourage is like, they can't talk, but they're like chanting their hands and stuff so that I can help aid him.
For sure. And with that roll on deception, you're good. You're good on that front. Grotus.
So he skitters off to go get the troops.
All right. Yeah, you
call after him like, bring extra riot gear, do all that fucking fancy shit. We gotta stop this now.
That's great. Yeah, it seems you have successfully spooked the city guards that were around here a bit with your doom and gloom and sacrifice and beheadings and blood and magic and spookiness. So they are running off to do what they can. They don't know where exactly. All you said that there was something's going down, and here, but they are off to do what they can do to pass the word along. So with them out of the way, you guys continue on out to the east of town, heading out to the circus square here. So when as you guys kind of come up to the circus tent and then also like the camp kind of to the southeast of it with all your wagons and stuff, you notice that there are a few of the various circus workers that are tending to, looks like, some injuries of some kind. And it also looks like there's some places here and there where you can see evidence of, some small fires. There's a little part of like the big top tent that looks a little singed, some other stuff. And, as you're kind of getting into the camp here, you see the professor who is, kind of wrapping up, looks like a burn wound or something with some plants on someone's leg, just like one of the various carny folk. And he looks up as you are arriving and he says, "Oh, thank goodness. You are all well, I trust. Nothing came after you, did it?"
Nothing left to come after us. We took care of all of it, except for one last thing.
Oh, well, it seems that you weren't here when there were half a dozen people that came out to the circus just a few hours ago. They had torches and clubs. We were rehearsing in the big top, and so we were a little scattered around the area, doing our various preparations and trying things out for the next show to make much of a good defense. They were wearing masks, but plenty of us recognized them anyways. Ruffians from the Celestial Menagerie. There were a few of them I recall from our time back there. They didn't kill anyone, thank the stars, but there's a few performers that are going to need weeks to recover, and there were a few small animals that did die in the fire, but we've put everything out. Nothing else is burning right now. But I think their
I'm gonna
message
pretend
is
that
clear.
you knew we were coming. I think that I'm gonna pretend that you knew we were coming. That's why you haven't burned their shit down already.
Well, we're here just trying to make sure all the injured are attended to, and well, I don't want to send anyone rushing out of camp to start any trouble right away. But their message was clear. They seem to want us to get out of Escadar or expect something worse. But I'm sure Dusklight is behind all of this, and we all know it. An attack like this goes too far. She's got to answer for what she's done, either within the law or without of it.
Yeah, we're choosing for both starting now.
Let's eat her babies.
Whoa.
I agree. We'll find out whatever she considers babies, and then just make it happen.
All right.
So, because giving a rousing speech to the remaining circus workers and laborers that now's the time to crack Dusklight's skull and tighten the noose. We're about to turn all of her friends against her and make shit happen.
Yeah, among the circus workers that are here, Kalkek especially is, they're a little jumpy. As you recall, when they were hiding out in the cave, they were particularly paranoid of Dusklight coming after them, since everybody seems to know that people who try to leave the circus or her circus disappear. So he in particular is a bit shaken by this recent turn of events here with these masked folks coming through and kind of rummaging around the camp and lighting things on fire. Like you're kind of giving this rousing speech here, and Kalka, he still kind of thinks that they're specifically after him. He's kind of having a bit of an anxiety attack here.
I will go over and just kind of talk to him in soothing tone, try to calm him down a little bit.
I knew Mistress Dusklight would come. They always disappear when you try to leave her circus, and they were coming for me. I know it, and I'm so sorry that they got all of you into this too. They're trying to come for me. I know it.
Hey, this is not your fault. Don't forget, we left her too. She's into some really dark shit, but it's okay, my friend. We'll do everything in my power to make sure that you are okay.
I'll eat her babies.
See? Conker's got your back.
The best way to conquer your fear is to conquer its source, and now turn your terror into revenge.
Yeah, what they said.
Do you have any barbecue sauce?
There's some in my wagon, Honker.
Gertis, give me a why not give me like a performance check for your little rousing speech there, your little motivational speech that you just gave him. Let's see if that. All right, that's good enough. All right, so with this,
He might have.
Kalkek, he seems, he still seems a little jumpy, but he does seem encouraged by the words that you guys have imparted onto him, and he feels like we're gonna do something. We're gonna do something about this, and he is willing to help, for his own sake, but also for your all's sake, and for what you guys have done, kind of taking him in despite everything. So he feels a little better.
Wonderful.
All right. So, while you all are kind of still out here at the camp, you've been kind of going around, kind of getting people roused up a little bit, and helping where you can with the aftermath of this little kind of gang attack that you guys had on you. And you see, after maybe an hour or so, coming down the path from the city, you see Indira with with a few city guards with her, not too many. But she's coming down the path towards the circus here, and kind of arrives within short order, and sees you all kind of patching things up and doing what you can. But she approaches your group in particular directly. Says, "I've been informed that there is some serious allegations that you all have discovered. Is that so? Is everything all right out here? It looks like things are a little roughed up."
We're gonna deal
Oh,
with
things
it.
are about to get a lot rougher.
Don't worry about it. We got it. I'm gonna eat babies.
Indira's face kind of
Just make sure that
recoils a bit at that comment. And she's like, "Well, that seems a bit extreme, but I've been informed that
that's
there's
our
some sort
code
of..."
word for making children smile.
I see. I'm not overly familiar with the ways of the circus, but I know they can be strange. But I hear there was some kind of some ritual, some sacrifices, murder. I mean, these are quite serious claims. Do you have anything to prove what you say you found down there?
Absolutely. She's in cahoots with Zolgaths and the people trying to get all these other things, but you don't need to know about that. We've got these pieces, evidence, Exhibit A, and Exhibit this one too.
All right, so
Also, we don't have time for a full inquisition here. We need to make sure that she doesn't escape as soon as she kills all the people in the streets. Did you want to get killed real fast?
what was that last bit there?
Did you not hear the part about people about to get killed real fast?
Well, we do have some city guard mobilized in the city proper in case something happens, but I need a little more information as to what exactly it is you think is going to happen.
I'm gonna eat her babies.
Yeah, we're going to make the children smile every time.
Yeah.
And we're going to make sure that Mistress Dusklight gets the answer for her crimes, and no more of the good people of Aberton get hurt.
So she's kind of looking over these pieces of evidence that you had. So the stuff that you did have from down there. So you had one. There's this invisible net with the Celestial Menagerie logo that you found down there on the body of a sacrifice victim. There was a list of items that she had been bringing down to the Zolgaths, which was written in her hand and also in her language, Amaran, which is the catfolk language. And you also have the note, which you found on the body of the kind of Zolgath priestess of sorts, Shrashek, who was the one that was in the Moonstone Pools area. That was the one that kind of went over this, how to use the Moonstone Pools, but had like a bunch of like fake like words to try to use them because she was trying to throw them off. But you have all this evidence that you brought with you. She's kind of looking through these and nodding, and you see her brow furrowing, and she definitely seems a bit concerned. And she kind of looks at you all and says, well, in light of this evidence, and in light of, well, the assistance you have done the city with this business that you have discovered down in the ruins below us here, I am temporarily deputizing you all, this group, and I charge you to arrest Dusklight and return her to Conclave Square so she can see justice. Please try to bring her back alive. I understand that you may need to defend yourself, but at least try to bring her back alive. I can't spare any additional constables to assist. I have them watching over the city in case some sort of strange ritual that you seem to have discovered goes on. But you seem capable of handling things from what I've seen of what you've done. So please, if you could arrest her and bring her to me, that would be most appreciated. We can't
can
have
try
this
at
stand in
least.
Escadar.
We'll try a tiny bit.
All right. And with that, she takes the evidence that you guys had with her and heads back to town with the couple of guards that she had with her and awaits the outcome of your deputizing.
Yeah, let's get deputed.
The streets will flow with blood. I mean,
It's okay. She's out of earshot by this point. So.
She's probably gonna regret giving Honker even a smidgen of power.
I mean, if you look at him, he's pretty powerful looking with the cape and then that nice stole. I mean, he kind of deserves it, right? Like,
Oh, for sure. Like, I'm all for him fucking shit up, but like, you know, the cops might regret giving him any power.
all right. So, well, now you are successfully kind of both in and out of the law with your official, unofficial. You got the little, you got given a little sheriff gold star by the town sheriff to pin on yourself. Deputy.
Well, should we go fuck shit up?
yes.
Yes, please.
Let the fuckery begin.
All right. So, let's see. So you guys make your way through town, and as you guys are kind of passing through the streets, you see, the city guard kind of at regular posts around on the streets, just kind of keeping an eye on things. Like most of the general populace, they don't know that anything's going on really. They're still just kind of going about their business. The markets, the craftsmen, whatever else it is that they're doing. But the city guard has a watch on things. But you guys head out to the southwest of town, over to the Celestial Menagerie, and the circus grounds that they have set up. They sprawl across a pretty large plot in the forest over here. There is a high iron fence kind of set up all the way around the Celestial Menagerie grounds that kind of weaves between the trees to kind of deter trespassers from entering other than through the main gate. There are lights and reflective metal ornaments that hang in the trees around the circus, and so the ground is kind of illuminated somewhat with these dazzling colors from reflecting off the little bits of metal and things in the trees. They typically and this is information you would have known just from being an Escadar for a little while. So the Celestial Menagerie, they typically host a performance every single evening, just after sunset. But the grounds open to the public a couple of hours before the show. And, currently it is kind of the evening time here. And so the gates at the front are currently open. And there are quite a few people around, milling about the area, playing the various carnival games that are inside here, wandering past sideshows, filing into seats in the big top. So there's quite a crowd. Even on the street coming out of town, there's, quite a few circus goers coming to and fro. So this may, complicate things a little bit with all of the, just regular citizenry that are around, just having a night out at the circus, it seems. So let me get you a map here. Of the menagerie. And let me actually get you guys on the map. Okay. And okay, are you guys able to see
Yes.
some stuff? Okay, good. Sweet. All right, so you guys are currently outside the front gates of the Celestial Menagerie, which are currently open. And okay, let me actually open the gates. There we go. And let me unlock the tokens so you can actually move around a little bit. All right, so around the front gate here, of course, there's the iron fence that goes all the way around this place, but there is a wall of very nicely pruned, thorny bushes that are on either side of the gate here. And this wrought iron gate is kind of very, very delicately filigreed and has the word Celestial Menagerie in kind of large, fanciful letters within the wrought iron. There is a wooden sign above them, decorated with winged animals, that reads, "The delights of Nirvana await." And you all are, pretty familiar with the look of this. Like this particular location, you guys weren't in the last time you were in the Celestial Menagerie, but you're very familiar with this gate. And the last time you guys were here was, well, the last time you were part of it. So there are two, let's see. There are, well, actually, give me now. Okay, now you'd be able to see these guys. Okay, so you do see there are a couple of circus hands on either side of the gate, like just inside, that are taking entrance money from the guests and welcoming people to the Celestial Menagerie with just kind of your typical kind of charming nonstop patter. And all around you, as you guys are kind of standing here out in front of the gate, there's patrons coming and going into the circus here.
Well, I'm gonna saunter on in, full John Wayne swagger and all. Braz might be a little drunk with the power she's been given.
Okay. All right. So, Braz, you wander in through the front gate, and one of the folks on either side, or one of the folks on the side, approaches you here and says, "Ah, welcome to the Celestial Menagerie. Of course, would you like to pay for the admission here at the front gate? The price is 50 GP each."
I ain't paying for shit. I'm here on official business.
Official business of what sort?
That's between us and your mistress.
Well, I'm sorry to say, but we can't let you into the circus without paying for the ticket. Do you have any sort of proof of this official business, as you say?
I'll kind of come forward and I'll be like, she gave us like badges, didn't you say? Or
Yeah, you guys do have kind of little badges that she gave you, or like a little seal, of the city guard.
so I'll show this and I'll be like, we're here as official deputies of the guard on guard business and a little bit of juggling business too. And we might be looking for some donuts. But anyway, we got some guard business to handle.
Okay. So the guy that you're talking to, he kind of looks these over and kind of scowls a little bit. He's like, "All right, fine," and he steps back a little bit to let you all pass in properly. As you guys kind of step into the menagerie proper, everybody roll a perception check for me. Okay. Braz, you see out of the corner of your eye as you are stepping in here what looks like the backside of a halfling, kind of ducking into or in between like the tents to the left. Like as soon as they saw you, like you saw out of the corner of your eye this female halfling dressed in so like some of the celestial menagerie's garb see you and like immediately just disappear into some of the nearby tents.
All right, I'll share that information with my friends.
And
let's go after him.
I also will say, Honker, as you guys like are coming through here, you kind of take a look back at the ones on either side of the gate, and you notice that as they're continuing to serve other patrons that are coming through, they're both definitely giving you the stink eye.
That's just because my jokes are better than theirs. I'm used to it.
They're just jealous of your greatness.
It's hard being made out of wood.
All right. So from where you guys are, you see there is, kind of a little grove to the right. There's like some trees set up, but you see there's like a little pond in here and some other stuff. There's a group of tents to your left, which at least from what you can see, and this is where Braz, you saw like the halfling duck into the crowd. This is like the midway of sorts, so you can see a variety. All these tents have little games and whatnot, and you see people, chucking darts and doing things and whatnot. There's a tent up in front of you, which is, pretty pretty nicely decorated, with images of animal-headed angels holding streamers and musical instruments. At least from what you recall, from when you guys did work here. This was the kind of like the ticket booth of sorts, like the ticket office of sorts, was inside that booth. So any tickets and things that were and funds that were made, they were typically stored in there. And you see the big top, of course, way up to the north of you, kind of towering over the rest of the circus among the trees here, and a variety of other buildings and tents and things in other areas. But yeah, all around you, the citizens of Escadar come and go.
Man, I just want to set all this shit on fire so bad. I'm not going to, but I just really want to. It just feel like it would really ruin her day. Anyways, you guys should probably decide where we're going. I'm just feeling really flamey right now.
We should go to the ticket collection.
Okay.
One.
All right, so you head up to this kind of the small central tent, kind of right in the middle of the pathway ahead of you. There doesn't seem to be anything actively going on here right now. Like, there is one person kind of posted at the entrance here, but like the little entrance flap of this tent is currently tied shut. Like, all of the kind of ticketing, like the actual tickets and taking of coin activity is all going down, directly south of you at the gate. But this is kind of where funds and stuff and things like that would be stored.
We might find the funds. We should confiscate them. The profit that was made on sacrificing is illegal.
Good call. Good call.
All right. So you like confronting the guy that's like guarding the door here?
I'll try and explain that we're here on official business looking for Madam Uglyface.
Okay. All right. So he kind of looks you over here as you come up and say this, and he's like, I assume you mean Dusklight. Well, she's not here in the ticket office. If anything, she's probably getting ready for the show. If you're here on some kind of official business.
I'll just turn around in the middle of the sentence.
I love it.
All right.
He's not worth any more of my time. We're looking for her. So, like, she's getting ready. Theoretically, with my clown lore and previous experience, we would kind of have a general idea where that was, right?
Yeah, I believe so. Let me...
Or at least which tent or green room is hers.
Yeah, that's kind of the idea I had.
Let's see. Just taking a look through here, trying to see where that would be. I mean, from what you assume, it'd probably be backstage, like behind the big top somewhere. Like, you're not familiar exactly with the configuration of this particular layout of Celestial Menagerie, but typically, all of the kind of circus hand stuff and performer stuff is all back behind.
Okay, so I'll start heading that way.
Grotus is going to look for like the most low-paid, hardest-working, least valuable, most disposable types of employees.
Sure.
The ones who have to The ones who gotta like shovel the animal shit and haul water and stuff.
Yeah, okay.
The ones probably most likely to be pissed.
Let's see. So, I mean, if it right off the bat, if you're looking for people dealing with like animals and stuff, this little kind of grove to the east of where you're standing right now, you see that there's a little kind of signage over the entrance here that says the Glen of Uncommon Wonders. And as you step in here, you see that there are a few cages here, and there's also a satyr who you actually recognize, Grotus. He's standing on a little stand, kind of just east of the pond here in the middle of this glen. But he sees you step in, along with other patrons that are kind of milling around you here. And he says, "Behold, the Glen of Uncommon Wonders." And this blonde satyr pushes back the fronds of this. Oh, sorry, he's actually there's a tree that's just to the southeast of you, Grotus. He's under that tree. It's a willow tree. He pushes back the fronds of this willow tree in a dramatic gesture, like a actor stepping from behind a curtain onto the stage. "Feast your eyes on our celestial sights. Converse with the winged keeper of wisdom, the talking Pegasus. Admire the sylvan beauty, our delightful dryad. Cower in fear from caged ferocity, the savage manticore." And he grins and waves a set of panpipes with a flourish. "Or perhaps you're patrons of a more refined taste. In that case, allow this mischievous piper to serenade you." And he kind of begins doing a little riff on his panpipe here. Roll a will save.
Shit.
Okay. So, Honker, you're listening to this like panpipe music, and you start feeling like a little charmed in a way by it, but you manage to shake it off. Braz as well, like you also kind of feel this music kind of get you a little bit, but then you shake it off. Grotus, like you hear this music and it's kind of your jam. Like you guys did work here for a while, and it's been a while since you heard this particular gentleman play his pan flute here, and it's kind of getting to you a bit. Like you and like the crowd around you, you're all you're feeling kind of satisfied with this. You're like, yeah, this is cool. This is cool.
You're pretty good with those pipes, friend. Have you ever considered coming to a circus perhaps that has better health care, including 12 paid holidays, as well as insured raises and other benefits that can be gained from a union?
Honker's our union rep, isn't they?
Adravalo here, he kind of winks in your direction, Honker, as you're talking to him, and he says, "Ah, from the circus across the town, aren't you all? I recognize some of you from, well, quite some time ago, wasn't it?" And he kind of looks at Grotus, who's just kind of being like, nodding along, just kind of like, yeah. Come crawling back to the mistress, eh?
Something like that.
Maybe a little bit. Do you know where she is?
He kind of lets out a little bit of a chuckle. He's like, well, I mean, I am certain she's here, but, well, I doubt you have the best of intentions, returning to the menagerie after so long. So, I don't think that information is something you're privy to.
You don't know my intentions. You don't know me.
I think you might be, a little bit smarter than you look, and we're sorry for that. And it really just adds to my going theory that really you're too good for this place. And I can't imagine that somebody talented and unique as yourself and got all these nifty creatures and cool little pamphlet and cool little vest on. You just let that bitch walk all over your nuts every damn day, man. That goat man, it's humiliating. There's better ways to be.
Addervallo, he kind of sets his panpipes down for a moment and looks at you, Grotus, and he says, I am well aware that, well, here at Dusklights and he kind of looks around at the couple of creatures here that are in the various cages and the people gawking at them around you, and he says, I realize I'm a bit of a glorified jailer, as it were. But I've been here for years and years, and well, it is my duty at this point. And
Well,
I
think
am
about this.
if anything, I am anything but loyal. And he kind of picks up his little pan flute and does a little riff on it.
Well, consider this. Is your loyalty really more of a protection because you know that if you ever talked lip to her like you've seen other people try, you'd be in the cage next to the other ones? Face it, you got just enough fur. One day, wrong word or wrong note, you've seen it happen, she'll lock your ass up next to the owlbear.
You see his little goat eyes kind of like looking around a bit. And you almost kind of get a glimmer of considering your words out of this. But then you see him kind of like shake his head, and you kind of let out a frustrated grunt, and he says, I don't have to take this from the likes of you deserters. And he kind of lets out a bit more of a intense riff on his pipe, and the cage that is holding the manticore opens. Everybody roll up your initiative.
First dice.
All right. And before we get into that, we're going to take our little break here before we jump into this. So, come back at like 45-ish. But get a drink, do what you got to do, use the bathroom, and then we'll pick it right back up once we're all back.
Cool.
Okay, so top of the order with Atarvalo here. So you can, so he is a satyr, and with this little bit letting the manticore out, you kind of see a bit of kind of fey malevolent fun kind of glint in his eyes with this. Like this is more like amusing than like I want to kill you guys. It's more just like haha chaos. So this cage is open, and with this, like there's patrons at the circus here who are kind of trying to get out of the way in fright of this manticore that is stepping out of its cage, and he kind of plays a little discordant riff and giggles a little bit, and then goes and just kind of disappears into the brush behind him and leaves the beast to you all. Which brings us to the manticore. So, the manticore strides out of its cage here, and the patrons of the circus around you are screaming and running, and its tail kind of arcs up behind it, and it shoots a spike out of its tail at a couple of you here. So 1 at Grotus, total miss. 1 at Braz, also a miss. And another one at Grotus. Doing a little bit of damage to you with these little tail spikes. And it lets out a little roar. Maz, over here by outside of the glen here, sees the people running out of the glen, kind of pushes through the crowd between their legs, and get her sheet up here. Let's see, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Alright, so she moves up into here, and with the rapier makes 2 attacks. Ugh. And rolls a 1, of course. Troubles of being imaginary. Ah, damn. All right. Braz.
All right. Well, I am going to use my lovely new feat, and I'm going to craft 2 alchemist fires, and then I'm going to throw them at the beastie.
Let's go. All right.
Okay,
That
so
misses, but it does still splash.
Splash. And then let's try the second one.
Once again, misses, but still splashes.
All right, that's my turn.
All right. Honker.
Move down here a little bit. And then I will. Ooh. Let's try. Let's try this. I have range. Was melee attacking this thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay. With What is she using?
A rapier.
A rapier.
Rapier. Okay. I will cast Implement of Destruction on Maz's rapier.
Okay.
So drop those effects. It does a will save on the creature.
All right. It succeeds.
Can you hear? Can I hero point that?
Yeah. Sure. All right. It does a regular success.
Okay, that's a little better. Okay. So then it'll just be her rapier the next time it hits the enemy. It'll just do an extra 2d6 damage. That's it.
Sick. All right.
And so not great at all. But and that's gonna be my turn.
Okay. Grotus. If you are saying anything, we cannot hear you.
Sorry, forgot the push to talk. Here we go.
There we go.
So yeah, stride, 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 execute. Jump over the puddle, land on the other side of the guy using one action move. Next action, stumbling stance. Final action for a flurry of blows. Coming at the large feet.
Okay.
And I'm going to make these stumbling strikes. So he's going to have to do his Constitution saving throw, which is, always easy peasy anyway.
Okay. Constitution.
I guess, yeah, Fortitude against my. Ooh.
Okay. Rolled a 15 and a 20.
That first one might have been enough to fail. Let me check. I still
think,
have to roll to hit.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that first one was still a fail, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. 15 is the DC.
Okay. Ah.
Rolled off that 18. Damn it.
Hey, there we go.
All right.
All right.
That's my turn.
All right. Scorch.
He'll just come up by the cage by Maz and then attack the
Okay.
beastie.
There we go. And bite. Another one. So many ones. Sheesh. All right, get them all out of the way now. All right, Braz, top of the order.
All right. I'll go ahead and move on up. I'm not actually in the puddle. I'm next to Maz, but
yeah, it's more like a small pool. It's like maybe like a foot deep. It's not like a whole thing. So yeah, you can stand in it.
I'm really short though, so that seems like a lot. But
True.
I'm gonna switch tactics here, and I'm gonna attack with my club.
Okay. Oof. God damn.
All right, that's it.
Okay. Honker.
Okay. I will then. I'll use my Inspire Defense.
Okay.
Everybody. Okay, that's done, and then I will for my next two attempt a daze on this creature.
Okay.
So I will say, oh man, I'm too tired to come up with a manticore joke off the top. They'll
That's all
tell a
right.
joke that's so bad that nobody can bother hearing it.
Well, it was bad enough that it failed, so
Okay, so failure is okay, so it's just a critical fail that matters there.
okay. So it's nothing that happens then, or
No, it takes damage.
it just takes damage? Okay. All right.
Right. I'll fiddle with it later. That's my turn.
Okay. All right. The Manticore. It, surrounded by all of you here, goes for the old jaws and claws. So we'll do a claws. Grotus misses. Another one hits. And then a 1, 2. Oops. It's not target itself. At Braz, and another miss. All right. As this area around you here has pretty well cleared out of patrons. The other creatures that are trapped in the cages around here are kind of watching expectantly. Grotus.
Gonna faint, smack, smack.
Alrighty. That succeeds.
Didn't need to do that because he's already flat-footed after hitting me, but so now he's just gonna be dextra flat-footed.
That's a crit. Very nice.
Beautiful.
And another hit. All right. Grota's wailing on this manticore here.
Why am I jamming? He's got to roll his Constitution for stunning strike.
Oh, right. Okay. Get that up here again. Constitution. 21. That passes.
Yeah, he makes it.
Okay.
And I got room for one more attack.
Okay. Blast him. That's still a hit. Nice. Minimum damage, but it's a hit. All right. Scorch, I assume. Bites
Bitey,
ahoy.
bitey.
Bitey, bitey. All right. Hey, hit with Scorch. And there's the extra D6 because he is next to friends for another 4. So let me apply that. Okay. All right, Maz with the rapier. A hit. Nice. And a second one. A miss. And a third. A miss. All right, large beast at the top here. Goes for Braz to start with a hit. Okay. And then also at Scorch. Ooh, the crit on Scorch. Ow-wee. And one on Maz. Ooh, still a hit. Laying out them manticore claws. Grotus.
Let's go. He's gonna fuck him up again. Deception, smack, smack.
That passes. Ooh.
Bummer. Next one.
Ooh.
Super bummer. And third attack for funsies.
Damn.
Alright, used up all my luck last turn.
I guess so. Maz, let's see if we could take it home here. Rapier strike with a critical.
Nice.
Whew. It's enough. And the manticore goes down. All right. So you're left standing here in the glen. You see the other cages here aside from the manticore. So one of them contains a dryad, and she, as the manticore goes down, like she's in the cage in like the southeast corner of the area here, and you see in her cage with her there is a small potted sapling that she seems to keep with her, but she kind of stares out at you all with these sad eyes. And then the other cage, which is the one that you guys are standing directly next to, is the Pegasus that Eddervallo described. And he sees you all, and you take down this manticore, and he says, "My, quite a display. You wouldn't be opposed to letting me out of this insulting cage, now would you?" And he kind of stands up close to the door, and his wings are kind of tucked behind the sides of his body here. He seems kind of miffed at being stuck in such a small cage here.
Oh, hell yeah, I'll let him out.
All right. So you go to try to get the lock open here. Did you want to use your little chime thing that you grabbed?
Sure.
Okay, so go ahead and roll a... What was it? I think it was a trickery, it said?
Take a look.
Or thievery. Thievery. It's thievery check.
Okay.
I think it has a plus 13, so there's an additional 1 on that, aside from your normal thievery bonus. So just go ahead and roll it off your sheet, and we'll add a plus 1. Well, that's more than good enough. All right, so you get the door open here, and the Pegasus very quickly, like you get the lock off, and you're just kind of starting to open the door, and the Pegasus just like and pushes through the door out into the glen. And, immediately kind of stretches its wings out and is like kind of waving them around and, shaking its head. And He says, "Ah, at last! My goodness. It's insulting to be kept in such a space. I am Miss Dancer. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance."
Likewise.
Welcome aboard, Miss Dancer. I hope you're thirsting for revenge.
Well, I more so like to get out of here as much as I enjoy the crowds and the attention. But I can say this place has soured on me a bit.
Well, you're free to do as you want, but if you want to, hitch your wagon to this ass-kicking train we got going Dustlight's way, we got room.
Well, if I do decide to come along with your little troop, there aren't any cages involved, right?
Oh, hell no.
Not at all.
All right.
We're big tent, big sky kind of people.
Ah, you are circus as well. You also have a tent.
And 12 paid holidays.
Do you? And he kind of turns his head kind of quizzically here. He says, "Do you have good crowds? Good amount of people coming to see?"
We got one of the best hypes in the whole thing. Sometimes people are just, drawn to us magnetically. Last show, we hit the anticipation like you wouldn't believe.
All right, he kind of whinnies happily at this. He says, "Well, as much as I hated the captivity side of things, again I said the intention is wonderful. Oh, the eyes, all of the eyes on me, it's a wonderful feeling. But if I may do so without the bars between me and them, well, my goodness, I'd say that's quite a deal. I may join up with your little troop. Whereabouts are you based?"
Just outside east side of town, I believe.
"Ah, delightful." And he immediately just wings out and then up through the trees. He is happy to be out of here.
Awesome.
The other cage with the dryad, she kind of continues to stare at you sadly through the bars.
Oh, I'll run over and let her out.
Okay. You go ahead and roll the thievery on that one too. Still good. All right. So you crack open her cage, and she kind of immediately begins speaking at you in a language I don't believe you understand. Let me see. I don't think any of you speak Sylvan.
I do not.
Nor do I.
Okay, yeah, I don't think so. All right, but she's kind of excitedly speaking to you in Sylvan, and you have no idea what she's saying. But she kind of hurriedly picks up the potted plant or tree or something. You're not entirely sure what it is. But she picks it up with her and it kind of disappears into the brush. You're kind of bowing thankfully at you and continuing to speak in this language you don't understand. So with those gone and the manticore dead, you are kind of standing here in this grove, and you hear a little kind of pipe fanfare and a little applause, like just one person applause, and you see Adravalo kind of jump out of the bush behind the cage the manticore was in and kind of land on top of the cage here with kind of a little mischievous grin on his face. He says, well, good show. Good show indeed. And continues like with a little applause and little kind of riff on his pipes. Well, it seems you have some fight in you after all. Perhaps I misjudged you.
Yep,
Yeah.
you did.
A little bit.
So, returning waywards of the menagerie, what are you here for?
Mr. Dusklight.
That's not true. We were here to kill you.
Me?
Well, the longer you stand in front of us, the closer I get to it.
Oh, I see. Well, I mean, if it must be that way, but, well, I must say, I am impressed by your tenacity here. And, perhaps you were right about Dusklight.
You wouldn't happen to be, the one who's helping her get set up with all the lizard folky types, would you? Not actual lizard folks, so, the scaly ones. Doesn't seem like you're seen.
I don't entirely know what scaly ones you're referring to, but I do know that she has done some sort of a business in the city. But, well, I guess I can be persuaded to give you a little information. Roll a diplomacy check.
Right.
I'm going to be the bad cop and let Honker be diplomatic.
That's fair. He does look very cool.
No, he looks damn cool.
Very
Holy
nice.
shit.
God damn, almost a 40. All
so
right.
then there's also like at least a miscellaneous +2 in there due to the entourage and several other feats and how my rolls work. So yeah, it's at least 40.
That is a very critical success all around there. Okay.
This is why Honker's the union rep.
Good point. Good point. All right. So, with that roll, he gives you a couple pieces of information. So, one, let's see here. He says, so Mistress Dusklight has reconfigured the circus grounds a bit since you all left. The only way to reach her is through the Heavenly Gallery and the maze of mirrors that are beyond it. She does also have an oubliette behind the big top, where she punishes the disloyal performers. And let's see. Regarding the Heavenly Gallery, many of the creatures in the Heavenly Gallery aren't what they appear to be. There's a bit of trickery afoot in there. All part of the show, of course. Let's see. The thing that I find most interesting about all this, you claim to be here on official business, do you not? You have these little seals from the city herself, is that so?
Yeah.
Well, as far as I was aware, the law was on Dusklight's side. There's a senior constable of the city that visits her a lot. I don't know his name, but he does come around quite a bit.
Got any more describing features or traits?
Let me take a look. Let's see.
Sometimes I think about how our bones are wet, but mine aren't because I don't have bones.
It's a really good point, Hunker.
He is a human male, and he's a constable. And that's about all he knows.
Human male, that's something to
Yeah,
work with, at least.
a deputy constable. So, you know, that might narrow it down. But you have no idea offhand who that might be.
Fair enough.
But with this, he, kind of grins mischievously and says, "Well, if you're here to, well, cause a bit of trouble around, I will get out of your way, and, well, I guess I'll find my way elsewhere. Ta-ta!" And he disappears into the bush behind him.
Ta-ta, indeed.
All right.
So I guess from here we should probably do what Honker's original plan was and just go straight for Duskblight.
And grow a tree in our tent.
Yes.
And the babies, the eating of
I need babies.
All right. So, let's see. Which way are you guys going out of this little grove here? So to the north, there's the big top, and then of course there's the west back to the entrance here, where there's some buildings and some other tents and things.
To the oubliette, I think.
To the oubliette. Okay. All right. So if you guys, as you guys come out of the northern end of the grove here, you kind of are looking around, just to see what you can see around the area here. So there is a building immediately to your east, which is labeled, it is a kind of painted white wooden building. And this is the Sanctum of Sublime Spectacles, which, Hunker, you're somewhat familiar with, as this was a building. This is kind of the exploitative sideshow of this. This is basically like kind of the freak show of the circus, which you were one of said freaks in your time here long ago. So you're somewhat familiar with this particular building. The big top, of course, is to the north of you, and you see that there is a bit of a path around the eastern side that seems to be a way you can get around the back. Oopsies. Looks like Quick's internet might have just died.
Mm-hmm.
Give him a moment. I'm sure their Discord will die momentarily. All right. Reconnection. Oh, there goes Discord. There we go. Welcome back. If you are back and can hear us.
Oh.
Oop.
Negative, Ghost Rider.
Yep. Or at least in Fantasy Grounds. Dang, that's really giving them some trouble, I guess. Sheesh.
I know, it took forever for it to reconnect. Can I get the map again, please?
Oh, yes, certainly.
I just got back in.
There you go.
Thank you. I just love the irony of, they work for the internet company, but yet their internet goes out all the time.
I know. Oh, yeah, you'd think they'd... you think the company would want to, make sure that the people who work for them have decent things to say about their service. Oh, jeez.
I feel like in St. Louis, literally everybody hates Spectrum, but everybody has to have it because there's not a lot of options.
Oh, really? Oh, that sucks. Yeah, thankfully we have like a locally owned gigabit fiber optic company, which is what we have here, which is fantastic. We used to have... Oop. And there went Fantasy Grounds again. Jeez.
Yep.
We used to have like CenturyLink or Comcast or whatever else, but thankfully don't have to deal with that. Well, we only had to have Comcast here when we were in like this particular apartment building, and that's all they had. And then the other places that we had lived, and then here when we first moved here, we had CenturyLink fiber, which was fine. We never had any like huge problems with them. But it wasn't like, I think it was just like 100 up, down, or well, 100 down and then like 10 up. But yeah, the local fiber company was on the south side of the Mississippi for a long time, and then they finally were able to get across and come to the neighborhoods on the north side of the Mississippi, which is where we're at. And so finally got that all hooked up and have gig again. Oh, so happy. Haven't had that since we had Google Fiber where we used to live, which that was really great. Yeah, I miss Google Fiber, but
remember dial-up when you couldn't be on the internet and the phone at the same time?
Yeah, right. Yeah. Oh, I do not miss.
It's these days. They'll never know.
I do not miss that at all. Oh.
Maybe.
Can he hear us?
My phone here.
Oh. We hear you. All right. Yeah, that's all good. We'll probably do a little bit more here and call it good. So before we're getting anything too crazy. But yeah. So yeah, the building to the east here is, basically the freak show, which Honker you are familiar with from past times in the Celestial Menagerie. And who knows, there may still be some people in there that you know. To the west of you all, kind of the far west from where Honker is standing, there's a large series. There's a large building, and then a further series of buildings that kind of go to the north, like directly along the big top up there. But this first one here has these double doors that are wide open, and the label over the top of it says the oh, where is it? The Heavenly Gallery. So that seems to be at least the place that Erdervalo described. But for the moment, we're heading for anything that's in the oubliette here behind the big top. So you continue along the path along the east side of the big top here. Let me grab Moz to...
I'm sorry, can I get the map again?
Oh, sorry, yep. Let me get that back up here for you. There you go. Alright. So, continuing up around, you find a deep pit dug into the sandy ground. This is over here by where Scorch is at. He's standing right next to where it's at. There's a deep pit dug into the sandy ground, covered by a heavy metal grate. There are wooden scaffolding style stairs on either side, supporting a observation platform like 5 feet above it. The hole itself, you kind of take a look down here, and it's about 10 feet wide and looks about 15 feet deep. And you see down in the pit an Azarketi. I don't actually know what that is. It's a race in Pathfinder I'm not familiar with. Oh, right. We have heard of them before. So the Azarketi are aquatic humanoids of the inner sea, and they are sometimes referred to as the Gillmen. So they're, for the most part, look like normal humans, but they have like gills on their necks. But you see one of these down there, kind of sitting on the ground. Looks to be kind of in pain. And he has a number of tattoos all over him, in basically like a scale-like pattern. To somewhat makes him look more, fish-like than he is. But he sees you all, peering down at him here, and he just kind of cowers down here at the bottom of the pit, and you hear him kind of moaning a bit, and says, more onlookers come to gawk. Ugh. Must the mistress be so cruel?
She won't be cruel for long, lost one. Would you like to get out of here? Do you thirst for freedom and maybe revenge?
And he kind of looks up at you all with a bit of surprise, and he says, I don't feel very fit for revenge, but freedom, yes. Of course, I tasted it slightly the other day. I managed to escape. I almost made it to the wet house, the Azarketi embassy in Escadar, but her men recaptured me and dragged me back here. But please, if you're not with the mistress, I'd very much love to be free.
And yeah, let's get the grate off and throw this guy a rope or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead and roll your thievery for your little bell. Okay, that is perfectly fine. So you manage to get the lock open here on the oubliette grate and kind of flip it up off the top, and he kind of stares up at you from the bottom of this pit here. And, you know, you're kind of staring down at him, trying to figure out how to get him out here. He says, please, if you're able to, if you can provide me a gallon or so of water, I can get myself out of this hole. I have an affinity with aquatics.
Huh. I don't have a bunch of water.
Well, from where you're standing right now, kind of behind the big top here is, you know, kind of the backstage, somewhat camp setup of the menagerie. So you surmise you could probably find some kind of water source around here somewhere, fill a bucket or something.
All right.
Right. So you look around and, you know, are able to find a water spout that's attached to some holding barrels among some storage, and you're able to fill up a bucket, a wooden bucket full of water, and bring it over to the hole. And, you know, he sees you return with this bucket and looks up and says, "Please, just pour it down on the hole. That's all I really need."
Let's make it rain.
All right. So you pour the water down onto him, and you can already see this sigh of relief over this guy. You hear him mutter some words, and the water multiplies and begins to just kind of fill the oubliette here, up until in short order, it's enough for him to, you know, simply step up out of the water. He's, you know, filled this like 15-foot pit full of water. But he steps out, and, you know, he's also just kind of like rubbing the water into his skin. And he says, "Oh, my apologies. My skin is quite cracked and dry from being down there so long, and also as a result of these tattoos they forcibly put on me. Bit of a mockery, if I must say myself. I know that many refer to us as the Gillmen, but well, this is a bit too far. You know, a bit racist, even, if I must say." But he continues, he kind of sits on the edge of the oubliette hole with like his legs still in the water here, just kind of moisturizing himself. But anyway, after a few moments, he feels sufficiently well enough with this, and says, "Apologies, I should introduce myself. I am Ufi. I am an Aslanti. I tend to perform as an aquakineticist. As you can see, I have some affinity with the waves and can create and manipulate water. So oftentimes she would have me do such things for her here in the circus, but I tired of their treatment of me and my people."
Well, if you'd like to continue performing without, you know, abuse, we got our own thing going of a bunch of other menagerie runaways. Oh, and also, there's not going to be a menagerie for long.
Well, after the things I have suffered here and, well, seen others suffer here, that is good to hear. But, you know, I do enjoy the art of the waves and the art of the water. And, well, if you'll have me, I'll be certainly happy to join if it is a place of better treatment than here.
Yeah, east side of town, just right outside. You'll see the big tents.
Wonderful. And he kind of makes some motions with his arms, towards this water in the oubliette, and basically kind of makes a stationary wave of sorts that kind of arcs up out of the oubliette and over the fence to the east. And he kind of steps into the waves and gives you all a nod, and then kind of dives and swims up over this. He's basically a waterbender.
Cool.
Damn, that dude is hella cool.
It certainly seems to be the place to be to expand the circus repertoire.
Hey, you can get revenge and recruits in the same trip.
You sure can. All
That's
right.
just called using your time wisely.
So, other than the oubliette back here, like most of the rest of this backstage, like there are a few wagons around and a few other small structures and things for storage, but it's pretty quiet back here, surprisingly, considering that the circus is open and has a show, or well, is scheduled to have a show that may not happen anymore. But it's weirdly quiet backstage. There's like nobody around.
I don't like that.
It's a trap. Smell a trap. Well, step 2, start burning everything. Right? Plan B. If we don't see Mistress Dustlight where we plan to see her, just burn it.
Really? You'll let me burn it?
We should probably like get the people out first before we start lighting fires, though. Like,
Yeah, I mean there was already a little bit of commotion with the stuff with the Manticore, but there are still people around going to some of the places, and you do know from Ardravalo that Mistress Dusklight is somewhere through this heavenly gallery over on the western side. Well, specifically the gallery and some sort of mirror maze that she has in there. But otherwise, like there's still, there were still a fair amount of people over in the Midway, and kind of around in the middle of the circus, and people going in and out of like the freak show, sideshow building just to the south of you, which there may still be some people that Honker might know in there. And of course the big top itself, but yeah.
Alright. Guess we'll move towards the mirror maze. I suspect that's what we'll have to face here.
Okay. If you're going that way, here, I'll grab Scorch here and put him where that is. It's down there. I'll grab Honker up here. Right in front of here. So the Heavenly Gallery, like this was an attraction that you know of, like you know kind of what it is, at least like what it's typically used for, but as to its current configuration, you're not sure. So the Heavenly Gallery, from what you recall, is a series of rooms and stages through a couple of buildings here that circus workers reconfigure into enticing displays. So the walls and the ceiling are made of thick wood in here, and these rooms are typically kind of little set pieces of various things, with effects and performers and things that it's not like quite. I guess it's kind of a fun house of sorts, but there's a bit more kind of like showmanship to it typically. But it changes somewhat frequently, the way they would reconfigure things to keep it fresh, and for patrons who come back, who want to go through it again and see what's going on. So you're entirely unfamiliar with how this may be currently configured, but you know that it's a series of experiences.
Thus is life.
All right. All right. So I think before we step into the Heavenly Gallery itself, we'll probably call that good there for tonight, since we're getting pretty close to time. I don't want to start into a whole nother thing. So we'll see there. And we got a few new... Oh, actually, I have a couple pictures of these new folks that we got. So, the Pegasus is on this page. The Majestic Mist Dancer. So, with these new people that are joining the circus, with them they add some new traits to the options that you can choose from when configuring your own tricks. And then here's the other one. Oofy is up there in the top left. The amazing Aqua Kineticist.
Nice. I love these posters.
Yeah, they are really great. But there may be others around, as you may surmise from these other posters in this image. But for now, just those two. The circus grows. Well, cool. I know... Let's see, when is... Pretty sure the next one is like Thanksgiving Friday.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it is. I know we'll be around. We do have some stuff we're doing on Thanksgiving, but that's with some like friends around here. We have Queers Giving is what we have. So it's a bunch of us around here that just get all together as friends and have Thanksgiving rather than dealing with family bullshit.
Are you the turkey, or how's that work?
Yeah, we have like a little kind of Thanksgiving potluck of sorts together, which we've done for a few years. Well, we haven't done it for a few years because of COVID, but we did do some before, and so this is the first one we've done in a while. So that'll be nice. But yeah, other than that, we'll be around here still. We're not like going out of town or anything. So if people are around, then we'll probably still be on for then. But if people got stuff they're doing for the holidays, no worries. We can always push it in December. So whatever comes.
Yeah, I'll be here.
Cool. All right. Well, then we will see you next time, or on Hoxus, I guess.
Sounds good.
All right. See you guys.
Later.
All right. And to those of you out there, thanks for coming, despite the technical difficulties. Appreciate it. Let me see if there's anybody online we can raid. Let's raid Steelhelm. Who's playing Final Fantasy 14, looks like. Nice. Cool. We'll see you guys next time.